All right, guys, so I apologize for the lack of videos over the last few weeks. I was out of town doing some stuff. So today, like I said in the previous video, when we finished the V12 teardown, we are going to start on this, or on my 1954 Hudson Hornet Special. It's a 4-door. It was originally a spring green, and now it is rust, but it's solid though, so it's all surface rust. So today I'm gonna try and clean out the interior and see what the inside of it looks like. I'm not 100% sure how what's in here or something, so I'm wearing gloves. Normally I don't, but when you're unsure of something, I would highly recommend it. So first thing I'm gonna do, I get all this stuff out of here. So this floor, foot, rug, whatever that is. There's some perfume over there. There's I don't know, it looks like rat droppings, maybe. It's possible. You can see a bunch of pennies down in there. So I'm going to take these seats out, or not going to take, well, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to take out all this surface stuff. So like that and all that stuff over there. Also, I apologize about the fogginess on the camera. It is it's really humid outside right now. There's not much I can do about it. So, all right, so I'm gonna try and get this done. So it's already pretty late. I was busy running errands and stuff all morning. So I'm gonna try and get this done, and then I'm gonna have to call it for today because I don't have any floodlights to do any of this stuff with. So we'll see how much progress I can make in the next like 45 minutes to an hour. So I got my welding table out here that I can use to set the camera up so you can kind of see what's going on. The first couple bits are going to be pretty boring. It's just going to be me taking all the trash and stuff out. I got my stuff here, so I'm going to figure out how to set all this stuff up. I'll probably open up the other door over there just so you can look in from that side, kind of see what's going on. I got a trash bag in there in my garage, so I'm going to go grab that, and then we'll get to it. All right, so as you can see, I got most of it cleaned up. Not really. I got some of the big stuff in here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna come in here with the shop vac, clean up all this stuff. So real quick. So the sheet metal looks like it's in pretty good shape for the most part. So there's a couple spots where somebody just kind of went over it with Bondo. So that told me that there's a couple holes in here. So I might cut that out, put in some new sheet metal. You know, like all up in there. And then over there looks like a couple of spots. So up front, once again, the sheet metal up here, at least from what I can tell, I'm sorry it's dark, I don't have a flashlight and I'm losing daylight a lot faster than I thought I would. So this floor covering stuff, it's super brittle and it's just kind of crumbling and falling apart, which is, I'm gonna say it's a good thing, because I was pushing on it against the footrest in here. You can kind of see that, and it was like crunching and everything, and I thought there was holes in the frame. So the fact that there is not, at least not that I can see, there's still another layer like insulation right here. I think that's just sound deadening. So I think think I'm gonna get the shop vac and try and clean some of this stuff out, get some of these bigger pieces. These seats are definitely gonna need to be reupholstered. As you look, everything in there is falling apart. So the rat definitely made its home in here. You can see a whole bunch of the stuffing is kind of in there, but all of the sheet metal up here looks pretty good. So I'd call that a win. All right, yeah, so I'm gonna go get my shop vac. I'm gonna start trying to pull some of this bigger stuff out. I think I'm gonna do that off camera just because of how fast I'm losing daylight. Not really gonna be able to see anything. And like I said, I don't have any floodlights to just shine in there so you guys can see what's going on. As for the seats, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Obviously, I'm gonna keep them and they're gonna get reupholstered, but I don't know where I'm gonna put them in the meantime because I'm running out of space in my little dining room storage facility area. But they don't smell too bad. It smells like old car. There's I don't know, something. It's a bug. Anyway, so I'll figure something out, I guess. But so far, doesn't look terrible. I'm not super happy with the Bondo repairs kind of back here in this area. But I mean, I don't know how long those have been there. This car is 70 years old, so it's held up this far. There's no major rust here inside the car, at least not that I found yet. So obviously still got to go take the sills off. Oh, speaking of sills, I found out, so I found the service manual for the 48 to 54 Hudson Hornets, and instead of welding this piece, that's all like rotted out and everything, this is just a fascia for the frame rail. So this whole piece just unbolts and comes off, and then you can just put a new one on, which is great because I am not super great at welding. So also this frame rail, or this rear quarter panel, does the same thing. So it just unbolts from the inside. So there's a couple, I'm not going to be able to point them out because everything's still in the way, but there's a couple bolts on the inside. I think that's one right there. So you take them out all along the top here. There's a couple inside the trunk, a couple down there. And then this entire quarter panel just comes off. So that's going to make cleaning these considerably easier. So I can just take both of these off, take the trunk off, or the trunk lid off, the front fenders in the hood, and then I can just, I can take like a wire wheel to these or something, get all this rust off, and then coat and prime them. And obviously I got to get the chrome redone, and I damaged the front bumper here, so I got to find somebody that can fix that. But I mean, that's all superficial stuff. As for the engine, I hope there's no hornet's nests in here, if I can even get this open. Yeah, because as you can see, the hinges are not in super great shape, so I'm not gonna try that right now. I need two hands to do that. They're closed. Yeah, then I can also, I don't know. I would like to strip this whole thing down to a bare chassis and get it chemically stripped, but I don't know how feasible that's going to be. I'm also going to have like a professional come out and remove the front and rear windshields when that time comes. I'm not going to do that myself. I do not want to go through the effort of trying to find a replacement window for these. These windows, they're not that big of a deal because they're just flat panes of glass. So I can just get some glass, cut it out, put it in here. It should be fine. I know I got to replace this windshield because there's a big old crack right there, and then I think there's this, it's like spider webs up into here a little bit. Overall, I don't think this is as bad of a starting point as I thought it was going to be, which is great. But I mean, it's not going to be easy. I don't think I'm going to end up with like 6,000 hours into this car, like, you know, a couple other people that a couple friends of mine were saying that I was going to end up having. And it's probably going to be closer to like maybe 1,000, maybe, possibly. We'll see. My schedule is pretty busy and I'm planning on going to a search and rescue school here in the next couple of months. So I don't know how much time I've got, but it's definitely not a bad starting point. Could be better. It could obviously be way better, but it's not bad for right now. So I'm gonna go get my shop vac and get the rest of this stuff out, and then yeah, I'll see you guys. Oh, I mean, when I see it, I mean, for you guys, once again, it's just gonna be a quick frame script. For me, it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be like 3 weeks or so. Just like I said, I was out of town, but while I'm filming this, I haven't actually left yet, so I'll be back. All right, so we're back. I'm back from my trip. It's been a couple of weeks, as you can see. Well, actually, I got back a couple of days, and as you can see, took out the back seats, the front seats. Those are over here. They're not in super great shape. Also, I apologize about the fogging on the lens. It's really humid out today. There is not much I can do about it. So, first thing I want to point out is that although this car was made in the 50s, I was expecting it to be a little bit higher quality. So a lot of the trimming on this door sill, and I was holding the carpets in place and everything. It wasn't even carpets, it was like a rubber mat, essentially. They were just held in place by a bunch of wood screws. So I took all those out. I mean, I'm sure it worked just fine in 1954. This car was built towards the end of the run, so I wonder if it was kind of a cost-saving measure. But so they use screws to hold in all the trim. Then they use body fill or sound deadening or something to cover all of these crevices up here. So if you look, that's all super thick. So I'm just going in here with my rust-colored thing and pulling it all up. So also gets lost every time I set it down. See, I just set it down. I don't even know where it's at anymore. Also, I took the back seat out, and they had a whole bunch of just literal tape covering this huge gap going into the trunk. So we're going to take this entire piece out here on both sides. That one over there, it's a really weird angle for me. And then we're just going to make a new panel to cover up this gap, which I'm assuming is also on that one. Then I got to go in here, I got to take all the this paneling out. I'm gonna leave the doors alone for now. I'll do those later, but I just want to get the interior done. I also still have to remove the dash, but that doesn't look like it's going to be super crazy. A couple of bolts maybe. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm actually going to end the video here. So I'm going to continue scraping all this stuff off. Then I'm going to come in here with an angle grinder and then clean it up. Then I'm going to give this, see what needs to get replaced. Obviously, spots here in the front, over there and over there, which I think I showed you before, that will need to get replaced. And then I'll see if anything else does. But a lot of this car is just bolted together, which is crazy. Like that entire center transmission tunnel, like you can see the bolts. Hold on. Like you can see the bolts, like here, there, there, there. There's a couple across the top, I'd imagine, and then around the bottom, and then some here across the back. But everything in this car is just bolted together, which, I mean, it makes it really easy for me, but at the same time, it's kind of like, why not just use a solid piece? Anyway, so once I get the interior stripped, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm either gonna do some like rhino liner or something just to protect all the metal after it's been patched, obviously, or I'm gonna put some sound deadening over it, or like a thick coat of like rust preventative paint, and then once that dries, put some sound deadening on top of that just to kind of protect the inside. Then once we got that, we can put the interior back together, and then that'll be pretty much it for the most part. We can start on the outside. Oh, also I did get the new rockers, so I got those in the mail while I was gone. The website says that they were for a 48 to a 53 model car. This is not any of those. This is a 54 model car. So I asked some of the Hudson groups that I'm in on Facebook if they would work. A couple of people said that they would. They're direct bolt-ons. A couple of people said that they'll work, but with some work to them because they're not a direct fit. And then a couple of other people said that they're just not a direct fit at all and they won't work, period. So I guess we'll find out. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting all this scraped up off camera. I'm gonna get, once I, at some point here in the near future, I'll probably start trying to edit this video together. Then I'll get this out as soon as I can. Might be a couple more days from the time that I'm filming this so that happens, though, 'cause I got a bunch of stuff going on this weekend that I gotta do. Alright, well, see you guys in the next one.